What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great day today. Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, Stella got a lot of powerful allies. Like, she got a lot of people working to get her out this mess. You know, Martin, of course, want Tracy help. Tracy was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna help her, but not with you. Tracy was like, I'm gonna do this separate. She said, you could try to help her on your end. I'm gonna do it on mine. Martin was like, well, shit, I was hoping we could work together on this. And of course, they playing the blame game. Tracy throwing, shade at him, trying to blame him. He trying to blame her. Talking about, oh, well, if you didn't do what you did, I wouldn't have this back problem and none of this would have happened. I mean, at the end of the day, we could play the blame game all day long. Okay? That's not going to get Stella out of this. But I do respect the fact that Stella know what she did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even though she did it for a right reason. She be trying to help folks out and stuff, but she owning up to it. She know what she did was wrong. She was willing to take the consequences, but I don't see her going to no prison. Like, not at her age, and she better not. I'm just saying, she better not. You got people out there that get away with way worse than what she did. She better get away with it. But Alexis had a valid point, though. Because Alexis was like, you're not being arrested for what you did. It ain't even about for what you did. It's about who you are. That's what you're being arrested for. They all know Drew was behind this mess. Sonny was livid. Sonny was like, oh, that bitch gonna pay. Sonny was like, that bastard gonna pay. He gonna go down. Alexis, she looking at him like, don't do nothing stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don't get involved in none of this. But Sonny, he ain't about to let this slide. Because Drew doing too much. Like, he making enemies all over the place. He's doing way too much, pissing off a lot of people. Trina, she want to get to the bottom of what's going on too. Because she trying to help her aunt get out this mess. And I can't wait to see her. I hope she go off on Kai. I really do. I hope the next time she see him, she slap the dog piss out of him. Because he is just as dumb. Like, sitting over here crusading for Drew. And look what he out here doing. Messing with people family. I'm glad Curtis went to go see him and let him know, bruh, you need to drop your nonsense. Like, drop this mess. Because Curtis was another one to threaten him. He was like, listen, I'm going to end you if you don't. You better shut it down. He said, you've been warned. Stop coming for my people. Stop doing it. Because he was like, I'm not going to keep playing with you. And of course, Drew never stops. He never does. Because now Drew want to sit here and mess with Michael again. He think he got the smoking gun. Drew, every time I see Drew, he look like a cokehead. Eyes be all bulging out. I was like, yo, what type of coke do you do? You sniffed a couple lines for you just, greet people. Like, he's a pain in the ass. But he's sitting over here trying to tell Michael what he gonna do. Oh, you need to do 50-50 with Willow. And Michael's like, I ain't doing shit. Like, he really thought he was gonna come in there and blackmail and get Michael to do what he wanted to do. Michael wasn't buying nothing he was selling. Oh, well, Sonny bribed the judge. Michael wasn't buying that either. He was like, try again. So now he talking about, oh, I could have that judge bank accounts investigated and I could hand pick a new judge. Michael still was not fazed. Michael was like, dude, do what you got to do. He said at the end of the day, that October court hearing we was supposed to have, he said I could get that shit pushed back. He said I could get that pushed back even further. And that means Willow gonna have to go even longer without the kids. You want to keep pressing your luck? Drew talking about, you gonna regret that. No, you regretted your shit the moment you walked in that office. You should have kept it pushing. Because all you doing is making shit worse for Willow at this point. That's all you doing. Because let's be for real. Even if he uses that little fabricated evidence against Sonny and you do get a new hearing, that gives Michael just enough time to get the proof he need that Willow was messing with his daughter. That Willow was, sitting over there sneaking into the mansion, playing these little kid games. If he get proof on that, Willow's done for. Ain't no judge gonna grant her no type of custody. She gonna be in the same spot she in right now, if not worse. So Drew want to keep playing these little reindeer games. Keep playing them. He must not know who he dealing with. He done lost to Michael how many times now? Michael done spanked that ass a few times. I guess he want to get spanked again. Like, son, you might as well go sit down. Because when Sonny went to go see Michael, he knew Sonny had nothing to do with bribing no judge. He knew that. He knows Sonny at least better than that. Because Sonny was like, I ain't do that shit. But he was like, they know he being lied on. Somebody trying to set him up. At first, Michael was thinking Drew. But Sonny was like, well, there's only one person to ask. We need to go find that damn judge and get the answers. So, of course, Sidwell has to try to be one step ahead of Sonny on this one. Because of Marco big ass mouth. Marco done fucked up the whole plan. Ran his fucking mouth to Sonny. I mean, not Sonny, Drew. Telling him about Sonny bribing the judge and shit. Messed up the whole plan. Sidwell was pissed. He was pissed because now he has no leverage on Sonny. He wanted to use that when he needed to use it on his timeline. Now the timeline is all messed up. It's destroyed. And now he got to worry about the blowback. So I'm guessing that little body in the water that was in the previews, I'm guessing that's probably going to be the judge. I was hoping it would be Drew, but it's probably going to be that judge. Marco, he is a dummy. He know damn well Sonny had nothing to do with his mother dying. He know that. But now he wants to hear he's going to lose his son like I lost my mom. Oh, shut up. He ain't going to lose nothing because unlike you, Michael got a brain. He's not easily fooled. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marco, this is who Lucas want to be with. This is who he rides for. Because this man ain't got the good sense God gave a goat. But let me tell you, Marco done been kidnapped already by Sonny. Now, if Sonny could kidnap you, what do you think he gonna do to you next? Like, just ask yourself that question. Like, you really want to piss him off right now? He kidnapped you just because of what your daddy was out here doing. Now, if he find out that you getting involved in shit that you shouldn't be getting involved in, it's gonna step this up a notch. Because you gonna get kidnapped again, but next time it's gonna be worse. He gonna have his people really beat the shit out you. Because I know I would. I feel like Marco at this stage, he needs Johnny Zakara treatment. Like, you remember how Sonny had Johnny grabbed and had him beaten? I feel like Marco needs that. He needs a thorough ass kicking. Like, you need to get a big dude, like a big ass dude, like a brick wall, to just go in there and bust that ass. That's what he needs. He needs a wake up call. I was hoping Sidwell would have slapped him around for fucking up his plans. So anyway, moving on from that. Portia and Curtis. I love their scenes. I'm going to tell you why. That conversation in her office needed to happen. It needed to be said. They needed to lay all that shit out. Because Curtis was not happy about that little snide ass comment that she made. And he was wondering, like, he wasn't about to let that slide. And I'm glad he didn't. Because that needed to happen. I felt like some truths were being said. I felt like some lies were being said. Curtis, he was telling her his truth. He finally opened up and was like, listen, he's not over the lies. The 20-year lie that she told. That Trina was his daughter. He still has not fully forgiven her for that. He still holds resentment towards her. Because he felt like he missed out on a good chunk of his daughter's life. So he's still mad at her about that. I'm glad he opened up about that. Because at the end of the day, I hate when people do that. I hate when people say they forgive you. But the first chance they get, they're going to throw it in your face. The first argument. They're going to throw it in your damn face. You know what I'm saying? So that tells me you ain't never fully forgave it. So I'm glad that he's being honest with her, about his resentment still. You know what I mean? Like, it's about time. Open up about it. Portia feels like their marriage was never really a marriage. Because she feels like Curtis is living a lie. She was like, yeah, I may have told you some lies, but you've been living a lie. Because she want him to be honest about his feelings for Jordan. She feels like he's always had those feelings. and that his heart was never fully with her. It was always with Jordan. That's how she feeling. I didn't like how Curtis blamed Portia for what's going on with Stella. I didn't like that because I feel like you can't put that off on her. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Drew would have came after Stella regardless, because prior to Drew blackmailing Curtis over Portia, like prior to the whole blackmail of Portia and stuff, Curtis and Drew have been at odds with each other. They've been enemies. So he can't put that off on Portia. I feel like Drew would have did that anyway. He would have did it any damn way. On the strength that he don't like Curtis anymore. He would have found a way. So you can't put that off. You know, you can't put that off on her. That's not on her. She was wrong for telling lies and not being upfront. But I just enjoy that whole back and forth between them. Because honestly, I feel like she was being real about his feelings about Jordan. Because I felt like it was, you know, it was spot on. He has been confiding in Jordan when he should not have. He has been, you know, around her or whatever. But I will say it's not always inappropriate. They're still family. They're still friends. I mean, obviously they still got feelings for each other. That's, you know, that's a given. You know, when you divorce somebody, a lot of times those feelings are going to be there. Not always, but a lot of times they will be. You know, that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, they worked hard not to go there, you know, not to cross that line. But Portia wasn't lying. I mean, he still got feelings for that lady. He do. We know that. But Portia was being a hypocrite. Well, before that, she had let him know, like, listen, you walk out that door. She was like, I know our marriage is done. Our marriage is over. Curtis ain't care. Curtis walked out that door. So that was the sign to Portia that, yeah, he don't want this marriage no more, because you're not trying to stay. You're not trying to fight. You're not trying to fix this. And Portia feel like she's tired of begging for forgiveness. But what she got to understand, forgiveness is not on your timetable. It's not on your terms. It's on the other person's terms. It's not always on yours. If you were the one that needs to apologize and be forgiven, then forgiveness is not always on your timetable. You got to be a bit patient. But I could also understand the impatient part, you know, with your life being in limbo. They were getting back into a good place at one point. Like, they went out on a date. They made love again, sleeping in the same bed again. It was going good for the moment. But the moment is up. But Portia was definitely being a hypocrite, because you accusing him of all these things when, mind you, he never crossed that line with Jordan. And the moment he walked out that door, she throwing a wedding photo. She trying to take off her wedding ring. Isaiah comes in there, took off her wedding ring for her, and now they knocking boots. So you're accusing this man of being inappropriate with his ex-wife, having feelings for her, and look what you doing. But look what you doing. Sexing up a doctor that you've been wanting to sex up, because let's be for real. Let's be real. She been wanting to get some of Isaiah. And Isaiah clearly been wanting her. So it's so funny how both of them want to throw shit up in Jordan and Curtis's face, but yet they don't reveal their truth. Because Isaiah been feeling Portia for some time now. And Portia's definitely been feeling him. And now they acting on it. The first chance they get, here they go. I didn't like Isaiah's attitude towards Jordan. Like when she was asking where Curtis was, and he's with his wife. I was like, what's with the attitude? Like, he was just giving her nothing but attitude. I'm like, okay, calm down. And, you know, what he said probably was true. She probably still got some feelings for Curtis, but at the end of the day, she never acted on that. She never did nothing with him. She never did anything to mess up his marriage. She did not do that. And what pissed me off with Isaiah was he gonna sit there and say, oh, that's why him and Jordan never worked out, because it never would have worked out because her heart is with Curtis. Why is he lying? Him and Jordan, their breakup had literally nothing to do with Curtis. Nothing to do with Curtis. When they broke up because she wanted to go undercover and work for Sidwell to try to bring him down. That's why they broke up. It had nothing to do with no damn Curtis and her feelings for him. Nothing. He's trying to make that an excuse for him to go do what he wanted to do with Portia and trying to make Jordan the bad guy. And then as soon as Curtis walk up, oh, I guess I got my answer. What answer? Like, what is you talking about? Okay, Curtis walked up. That tells you that they're meant to be. Like, are you serious? I want to pop him in his head. But as much as I did like Curtis and Portia, I feel like, you know what, maybe their marriage do need to be over. Because at this point, let it go. Do I want to see Jordan back with Curtis? No. Hell no. I don't. I think, I feel like they need to leave that alone, honestly. She should have been able to move on with her life with somebody new. I was hoping Isaiah, but by the way he acting now, nope. Absolutely not. But anyway, moving on from that. BLQ still trying to tell Dante he need to go be with Gio and whatnot. So he go to the church. Gio, they had a nice conversation, but Gio made it abundantly clear, even after the stories that Dante told him about Camilla and back in the day, he made it clear that he don't want to get close with Dante. But he did ask him, like, oh, if you did know about me back then, what would you have done? He was like, I would like to think I would have stepped up and been a father to you and raised you. But he said, I guess we'll never know. I feel like their relationship is going to get better. Dante felt the same way about Sonny. He hated Sonny when they first met. Even when he first found out Sonny was his father and after Sonny shot him, he could not stand Sonny. Like, if you would have told me back then that they would be close now and Dante would be calling Sonny dad, and I would have said you lying. But look how close they gotten. Look how far they've come. Like, that man calling him dad. I would have never thought he would have done that. So I do believe that there's hope for Gio and Dante, and I believe that they're going to fix it. And, BLQ, at the end of the day, I agree with Tracy. Gio's story isn't written yet. You know what I'm saying? Because BLQ felt like, oh, she grateful for Carmela and what she did, or Camilla. She's grateful for what she did, raised him and whatnot, loved him. But she feel like she's never going to have that relationship with him, that bond with him. Never say never. Never say never. You can't say that because you don't know what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? Just because something's not happening when you want it to happen don't mean it's not going to happen. You give him a little bit more time. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep trying to reach out. Just you got to keep trying. You can't give up so easily. He'll come around. He's starting to, I believe. I mean, look at him. He's sitting down with both of them talking separately. He had a conversation with BLQ. He had a conversation with Dante. He's saying more to y'all now than he wanted to when this whole thing came out. He's talking to y'all more. He's not walking away from y'all. He's not, giving you attitude. He's actually sitting down having a conversation. That's a start. You're turning a corner. It's a small victory, but a big one in a way. So you got to be a little patient. You can't rush the process at the end of the day. You really cannot. You know what I'm saying? But they get to it. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.